Hello, hello, and welcome back to Minecraft. Now, I'm just going to, fix a little problem I've, built in. It's not really a problem, it's just badly built, I would say. So, we're here underneath the bamboo farm, and we have these crafters here, which will craft the bamboo into bamboo blocks. Now, I have powered these. Okay, the bamboo farm's harvesting, that's perfect. Perfect timing. So I have this setup that we take a signal with this comparator, and if it's full, it powers, or if it has items inside, it powers this piston, which then pushes these two observers together. So it constantly shoots out items, and when it's done crafting, it will pull back for 1 second, push it right back in. I don't really like that. So I've realized that we can just, do this. We can just have can just have this craft the whole time. There's no problem with this. You see? There's no problem here. So I'm just going to take out all of these pistons, because then we save ourselves a lot of material, actually. I mean, so here, if it is actually empty, then nothing happens. Then it wouldn't power the whole time. But most of them are not empty at any given moment, so it's probably just smarter to do this. And you do always have these activated all the time, which is not that good, but you don't have the pistons constantly going back and forth once it's working. And I mean, this is it's like 10 observers. It's not going to be that bad. For the dropper here, it's fine, because the dropper, is going to stop once it's empty. So yeah, so I just wanted to fix that really quick. And now I can get started on the real project for today. So I'll meet you down in the base for that. There's a creeper. Let's take that guy out really quick. And then we're good to go. So, as I said in the end of the last episode, I want to build a melon and pumpkin farm in this episode. It's because I have 2 slices left. And that will also provide me with emeralds, because I will then trade them with some farming villagers. Not this one's doing the wheat, but some farmer villagers. So, but before I can build the farm, so I think the villagers will go in here somewhere, because the melons, pumpkins go here, and then I have the villagers here. I can just take them out, trade with them. But before I can put in any villagers, before I can build the farm, I have to plan. Well, thankfully, I already did plan. I wrote down some numbers for a melon and pumpkin farm. So 1 villager can have 24 trades usually. I mean, he can do 12 trades at a time, and then he has to refresh. He can refresh 2 times per day, so technically you could have 36 trades. But if you trade every day, then you can only have 24 trades, because then he starts out with no trades. So yes, so a villager can take up to 24 trades of melons and pumpkins per day. And then I think I want to cure my villagers, so they will then take 1 melon or 1 emerald. Because if they're not cured, it's like 6 pumpkins, I think, and 4 melons. So you would have to make the farm 6 times as big, which I don't think I want to do. So we're just going to cure them, also because I haven't done that in a while. Could be fun. Then 1 Minecraft day is 20 minutes, so you can do 24 trades every 20 minutes. Except if you sleep, it's like 10 minutes, but we're going with 20 for now. Then the plants. I have this from the Minecraft wiki. The numbers: 1 plant takes about 4 minutes and 32 seconds to generate the melon or pumpkin, which means we get about 4.4 pumpkins per Minecraft day. from one plant. So to meet the demand of 24 traits per villager, we need about 5.5 plants, so pumpkin plants in this case, per villager. Now a melon plant, if you harvest the melon, gives you between 3 and 7 slices, so like 5 on average. So you need about 9/5 times as many plants compared to pumpkins. So that's about 10 then, 9.8. So we're going with 6 pumpkins and 10 melons plants per villager. Yeah, the numbers I have from Minecraft.wiki. Always cite your sources, kids. That's important. So yeah, and I think I'll go with like 6 villagers. So we can do this very nicely. We can like just pick a chunk. If I'm going to build it down here, I don't even know where I built the farm. Maybe I'll build it down here. So we can just take one chunk and we just do 6 rows of melon and pumpkins plants. I mean, you also need space in between. But this farm should fit nicely in one chunk and then have enough for 6 villagers once they are cured at least. So yes, so first part is I will just find a space to build this. Maybe here, maybe I'll build it on the surface. We'll see, and once I've decided where to build this, I'll be back with you. Okay, so I've decided to build the melon pumpkin farm on the ground. Yes, don't know why there's a cat stuck in the hopper. I guess it lives here now, you know? Yeah, anyway. Yeah. So I'll have some villagers here. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we have enough space here for the melon pumpkin farm. So here we'll have rails once again. So, you know, standard design. We have rails going underneath it, and then the floor will be here. Plants will be here, so we might need to dig up one more block, but no, I can do that later on as well. So something like this. And then there's like about 2 ways to go about this. So if we have our farmland, now this will be one higher in the final version, with our melon and or pumpkin stem, then it can grow into one of these 4 spots. And now the usual way is like 2 ways to do this, to harvest this. Either you have a flying machine, so you would build these in a row then, if you're going to use a flying machine. Like I have for the bamboo, then you would build them in rows like this, you know? Then the melons and pumpkins would grow on these blocks, and the flying machine would come along and break one such row. So that would be one option of doing it. The good thing about that option is that you can scale this up to be huge with very little resource, you know, usage. You build one flying machine and it can harvest a very long strip of melons and pumpkins. Now, that is good if you have a big field. I'm not going to have such, I mean, it's going to be somewhat big. It's going to be like 16 times 12 with like 96 plants, which is still a lot, by the way. 96 plants is quite a few. But what I'm going to do, ignore that I'm using pickaxe for this, I'm going to have an observer looking at the stem, and then we're going to put pistons around it. This is like a pretty standard version, I would say. For melon pumpkin farm, this might even be the standard version of the melon pumpkin farm. You know, so we have this, then you just put some blocks on top of here. Put some redstone dust in the middle there. And you've done it. Then as soon as a melon and or pumpkin grows, I think they grow fast. Do they actually grow? I know the stem becomes grown up faster if there's water. But does it also, you know, generate the melon and pumpkin faster when it's watered. That I'm not sure about. Anyway, I'll just sit here for a while until it grows one, so you can see how it works in action. And then I'll have to build up the rest of the farm, I guess. Okay, I just realized these guys need light as well, probably to grow, so I just put it down a torch. Let's see if it, grows faster now. And there we have it. Beautiful harvest right there. So that's how it's going to work. I just have to build up the farm. I mean, it works pretty much the same as the other farms. I'm going to put some, rails here that are going to harvest, that are going to pick up the items then. This is where the fruit goes. And also, I learned that the fruit need light level 9, so we're going to have to place some light and some water strategically throughout the field. So, yeah. So I'll just build up this farm, and then I guess once I'm done, I'll, be back, or you'll get a status update in between building. We'll see. Because I'm trying to keep my Minecraft videos a little bit shorter nowadays. Because the last couple have been over an hour long, which is, if you like that, that's good. But let's, maybe keep it 45 minutes long. So yeah, just going to build up the farm. It's going to be somewhat boring. I'm just going to place down... What's 12 times 16? 160... 192 rails. I had to place the 192 rails, 192 dirt blocks. And does this make sense even? Maybe. We'll find out. But I needed 96. That's correct. Okay, yeah, no, makes sense. And then I'm going to put down 96 observers and 96 pistons. So yeah, all this cobblestone I got from mining this out is going to come in handy for that. So I'll be back once it's built. Then we can see what we do with all of those melons and pumpkins. That's a good plan, I would say. So I will be right back, I guess. Okay, so I placed in all the rails, as you can see, and the minecarts do go all the way, which is good. I mean, if they're very full, like completely full, then they barely make it, because as we know, they go a bit slower or they lose momentum faster if they're completely full, the hopper minecarts, depending on the fill level. So that's good, because that was basically all the gold I have. I have 12 more power rails here. So that's nice. I made way too many, because I miscounted. That's fine. So they run. Let me just get rid of that. And I decided to go with 2 minecarts. I could have done, 12. Like with the bamboo or the sugarcane farm. This is good enough, I think, because it will constantly produce, but only a low amount. Okay, now the next part is the fun part. It's placing in a million dirt. And I have to be careful about the light, because it was just blown up by a creeper. I don't have it recorded, unfortunately. The creeper blew me up like right here. Blew up right here, which is where we have some weird stone here. I blew up this chest and this torch and this everything. I don't know where he came from, because can't really see a way he can get to me from up here. Or from up here. And this is all lit up anyway, and my base is lit up. I mean, I have this nice mod installed. Tells you the light level of everything. And in my whole base, I don't have a single red spot. So I don't know where the guy came from. Like, neither here. This is all lit up, so I just don't know where the creeper came from. Anyway, he destroyed some stuff, so hopefully that doesn't happen again. Anyway, now I just have to place in like 3 stacks of dirt here, and then I'll be back again. Yes. Okay, so the dirt is in, as you can see. Now the next thing the plants need to grow is some water, which I already started on here. Just have some bamboo stairs here so it doesn't go everywhere. And because I have a lot of bamboo. Now the thing with water is that it only reaches up to like 4 blocks outward, so up to here. And if I then do this all the way around, you know, then it will also reach 4 blocks here, right? So this will not be watered if we just go along the edges. So I also have to place one in about 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like here. Well, that's the wrong way around, but whatever. I have to place one water source here as well. So that the whole farm gets water properly. Then the next thing the plants need is light. Specifically, they need a light level of 9 or higher to grow. So for that, I think this should work. If I just put glowstone in here, on the edges, on both sides, then we should have 9 in the middle. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. So now I'll just, we'll take these out because we have to put water underneath there. Still, but then I'll just put in the water and the glowstone. And then I'll be right back with you. Yes. To put in the plants. So until then, I'll place some blocks. Okay, so the glowstone is in and the water as well. We have light level of 9 everywhere. And we have water going everywhere. Now all we need is to plant the plants. For which we need some seeds. So let me check. I should have some seeds, hopefully. I mean, if it fails at the seed, we can turn this off. This nice little mini hut mod that shows me the light level. Overlaid, so we have 15 pumpkin seeds, but we can get more pumpkin seeds. You get 4, I think. How many did I say? 36 pumpkins. Pumpkin plants. And we do need more melons, so we might run into a problem melon-wise. Because you only get 1 seed per melon. But this is close. I think I need 60 melons. Oh, there's one thing I also still wanted to do. Because right now everything is dirt. And it would look a little bit better. It was some grass, Okay, but that works. I can just plant the melons and wait a little bit to get the final couple. Because I have almost all of them. So now we just put like 1... It's an axe, ignore that. That I, cut that down with an axe. Okay, so now we can just hold the ground. And the nice thing with the farm design I'm going with, which is where you have the observer looking from the top, is that you can go in this kind of checkerboard pattern here. And this checkerboard pattern allows the plants, at least the plants that aren't on the edge, to have 4 spaces where it can put a fruit, So that just increases the speed it can work on, because when a melon or pumpkin plant generates a fruit, it first chooses one of the 4 spots. So if all 4 spots are available, then they will always grow a fruit when they can. So that is why a checkerboard pattern makes it a little bit faster, the growth process. So that's good for this farm because we're just going for speed, pretty much. We're not going for resource efficiency. If we were going for resource efficiency, we would instead have, you know, chosen a linear layout and harvested it with a flying machine, because that is more resource efficient. I think, I mean, definitely. I have to craft like almost 100 pistons and almost 100 observers to make this work. So it's a lot more efficient, you know, if you're going to harvest them with a flying machine. Yes, so I'll just mow all the dirt, which I'm almost done with, so let's do that, and then we will just be planting some seeds in here. And apparently I have to wait to get some more melons. Okay, so just, I mean, I don't think it matters too much. Maybe we go this way. Okay, then I think you should alternate. I have to be careful. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 always. Okay, so we want 6 rows of pumpkin. And I do think it's better if you alternate them. So it's 1 for melon. So I'll just be doing this now. And once I'm fully planted, I mean, I don't have enough melons, but once I'm fully planted, I'll be back with the next part. Okay, that's all the ones I have right now. Now I just have to wait for the melon plants to grow so I can get some more, but we can help them out a little bit. So this is melon right here. These should also be melons. So let's just grow up a couple melon plants. Now you can't generate the fruit by, you know, bone mealing 1, unfortunately, but there we go. I don't have silk touch on you. That shouldn't matter too much. So that's 3 more right there. Wonderful. Then we can put in 2, 3. Now we just need 6 more. Which is like approximately like 2 melons. And then we should be fine. And then we should have everything, okay? So while that is going, we can already see how we put in the pistons and the observers. So observer should be easy. You just do this. There we go. Just have the observer look at the little plant that you have planted. Just like this. See, now here it gets tricky if they're already a bit larger, because you do want to hit the top always like this. Well, that's not the top. You want to be at the right angle. There we go. Like this. Here we still need a melon plant, which they're not doing right now. They're not producing one right now. So we just helps a couple more out. So we have some better chances here. There we go. There we go. That's 4 more. Wonderful. So yeah, so that's how you do it. Then you just need 2 more. Great. So this is how we put in the observers. Let me put in the last one on the side here. Then we have to put the pistons upside down, which is always a little bit of a problem. But if you just go along like this, it's pretty simple actually. Just click, place, click, place. So I'll have to do this for the whole field. And then I'll be back again with the next step, which would then be, you know, making this actually work. Oh, there's my, oh god. Be careful with the axes, boys and girls, they break stuff. And then I'll be back with the next stuff. Yes. So till then. So, as you can see, the pistons and observers are all in place. And we already got some plants growing. Some pumpkins even as well. Melons and pumpkins are already going. Now this is a bit bad because it's not done. So they're just sitting here for now. So the next step would be to actually go upstairs here. Which means we might need some more space here. And place in some redstone, dust, and some blocks on top. So let me get up there really quick, which is easy. Just put a block, put another block. Okay, now I need to dig this all out, which is good. I mean, maybe I should even use the fortune one. Because I'm kind of running... Well, I'm not. I'm definitely not running out of cobblestone anytime soon. Now what we have to do is we have to place on top of each piston, we have to place a solid block, and then in them on top of the observers we put a little piece of redstone dust in the cross shape. So we want the cross shape because you can also have the dot shape. We don't want the dot, we want the cross, so it goes in the neighboring blocks like this. So once this observer detects a change, it will power this block and the piston underneath. So that's the idea here. That's how we're going to do this. That's how this type of farm works. I mean, it's like the most standard melon pumpkin farm from what I know. You type melon pumpkin farm into YouTube and you find like 20 different ones that are all exactly like this. So yeah. So you can decide which one I took it from. I didn't took it from somewhere maybe like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years ago or something. Probably a lot more than that actually. Let's say like 10 years ago. I took this from someone. Who was that? I don't know. My memory is not that good. Just search for a random person. Anyway, I'll just be repeating this for the whole farm, and then we're pretty much done with the basic functions. Oh, I could turn it on. That's actually a good point. Turn on the minecarts. There we go. In case some of them harvest already. So yeah, I'll just be doing this. Placing in these blocks. Oh, and then one more thing we kind of have to do is then go inside later on. And break the already existing ones. Oh, I think it already fired once. That's nice. So yeah, I'll be placing redstone dust. Placing in stone bricks. Yeah, so I'll be back once I'm done. Then we can do the item management later on. So, as you can see right there, the farm is working. We're getting some pumpkins. I mean, they're just triggering right now because they have to grow up still, the plants. But a minecart should come by and pick it up right there. So I can put in some glass here. To, you know, make sure nothing falls out. None of the items. It's important. We want the items to stay inside. Then the hopper minecarts will pick them up and put them in here. Into these 2 barrels. Now we want the products to go in here eventually. So we then have to take out the items from these barrels, obviously. And I think the easiest way to go about this, and I mean we then also have to introduce them into the water stream that goes up here. So the best way is, I think, to have like a water elevator somewhere here. In here somewhere. So we want these 2 to meet somewhere in the middle-ish. So like that. We want these two to meet up. There's a lever. What's that? Ah, yeah, that powers the one there. That makes sense. That can be an issue, but it's not really going to be an issue, I don't think. Because we have to go one more down anyway. Yeah, but we have to be careful. Where's that lever? Up here. So that doesn't matter if it's above us. Okay. So we take the items from here and we want them to go into a dropper. Basically, like we have a dropper here. There we go. And then they just go into the dropper. Now, we don't want melon slices though. We want full melons. Yes. We want the full melons. So what we have to do here is we have to do an item filter and filter out the melon slices. So we just do something like this. Now this is going to obviously just suck down all the melons right now, which is fine. So we'll have to fix this up really quick. Build a little item filter. Just like that. There we go. Put a torch here. I have exactly one. I mean, I don't know how that worked out. I have exactly one torch when I was crafting up some comparators and such, and then we just put the comparator here. Great. Now we want to block this off. Then we want to put in melon slices instead. Okay, perfect. Then these should go. Well, you actually. We want you to go maybe the other way. Just for convenience sake. Okay, then these will go. Or we could put them down. We'll see later about that. These we put into a crafter. Then the crafter will send the items also this way. Or the fully crafted items will then also be sent this way. Now we just have to get out of here somehow. Without breaking anything. There we go. Beautiful. Okay. So that's the idea. So pumpkins will go in here. And melons will go in here eventually once the item filter has enough melons to go in. Yes. So we separate pumpkin from melon quite easily. Then they will both go into the same water elevator, which we will have here somewhere. Yes, which we will have here. Somewhere inside here. Here probably. Just about. And then we're good. And same thing for the other side. And then this one goes here. So one more up to here. So this will be the elevator. Going up then. Taking all the items to the storage, yes. So we can actually have you just face down into this. But you're a problem, aren't you? That you constantly are on, right? If I put a crafter here, it will constantly be powered by this. That's an issue. So we do want the crafter, like... So we do maybe want one more hopper. This. And this then feeds into the crafter. The crafter will then be here, where it's not constantly powered by this torch. then the crafter just puts the items here. Yes, I think that's the way to go. So I will build that up now. Same with the... Well, actually, let's look where this goes. So where I have to hook it up to the other water. At what height is this? I think it was at like 50 something. So let's check it out. If I'm going to break anything here. I think it's 59 is the height. We'll just dig a couple blocks. I mean, a couple more blocks. Aha. Well, that's not terrible, actually. Just go one block higher. Right. Then they can drop into here. And from there they can drop into the sorting. Okay. That works. We'll have to replace the torch. That's not right. We'll have to put a sign here. Yeah, but this works. This can stay here. This can go here. Okay, great. So the water elevator can go here. Perfect. So yeah, let me just build this up really quick. I also have to connect it to the other side. Oh, wait, how far away is this? Oh, I'm very far down. That's a good point. I have to dig from here. There we go. So yeah, so I'll build up the item filter here as well. Do the water streams, and then I'll build the craft, and then we should be done with this. Okay, so status update. It works. It's making melons and pumpkins, and there aren't any melon slices as far as I can tell. We should get a couple more. There we go. We go in here, then this is the elevator. Going up. Now I did this in a pretty simple... No, I just have a dropper here, which drops the pumpkins out. And if we have some melon slices, then they go through the item filter and into this crafter here, which then crafts them into melons. Yes. So now I can get all the melons and pumpkins I like. So yeah, so we can do the classic. That's the wrong button. Do the look at my melons thing. Anyway. So now I just have to build the elevator, which means I need some soul sand. And some kelp, and then I'm done. Then we're done, and then I'm done. So let's do that really quick. That's an easy task for a guy like me. Just some kelp, which we have in here. Some soul sand, which we have right here. Only 4 though, okay. There was another stack. Okay, that's good. If I only had 4 soul sand, I don't know what I would do if I'm being honest, yeah. So let's just put that in. Right now. And here we have the standard, you know, slab ice combo. Just so we can't get, you know, stuck, I guess. Okay, now we just have to get up all the way. Which I'm bad at doing this water bucket trick, if I can be so honest with you. I suck a little bit at this. Okay, that worked well. Okay, here we want to block it a bit, so they don't jump around too crazily. We just do this. Oh, and we need a sign here. Right, then they come from here, go into this water, which I think comes from the creeper farm. if I'm not mistaken, and then they go down into the sorting area. Beautiful. Now I just have to put this block back and put some kelp down there. So we just put those 2 signs for now so we don't get water everywhere. And then we just kelp it up to here. And then we break the kelp and quickly get the hell out of here. Okay, now we should be seeing... We just throw this in here. Throw this in here. You know, we should be seeing some melons and pumpkins going up this thing here. Okay, we can just do this. Any second now. Okay, we heard a tick, I think. That's a pumpkin. Okay, so we can take you out. And with that, we should be done, I think. Okay, let me get my water back though. Water bucket, there we go. Yeah, that should be it. I need the rockets actually. Yes, it's full, that's fine. Yeah, we're done. We're done. We're done. We're done with this. We should be getting them in here. Now I put some in here myself. You know. And I do also still have some in this bundle here, apparently. But yeah, now it works. So next time I can focus on getting some villagers in here and curing them. And now we can also think about the aesthetics. Does everything still work? Because I did break the minecart here once while I was building everything up. But we should be picking everything up, I hope. Yes. Then we unload them. And we should see this number go up within a couple seconds if everything works. If I built everything correctly. Otherwise we'll have to check if the items get stuck somewhere. There we go. There we go. And this one should also go up. So 56 right now. Okay, now the only thing we can still think about is like the looks of this area. Obviously, that's a little rough. Still the floor and everything else. So we can think about this still. Or maybe that's also a next episode kind of deal. Now, obviously we have a lot of bamboo right now. And I think these don't look too bad. Especially since we're only 3 wide here. I think we can put these in. They make for a nice floor. Then what do we do with the arch here? Like we can use the blocks. I think. Just these ones aren't bad. Then we can even strip them so they fit the color better. How do you think? Do I like them better green? When they were green? Maybe. Otherwise it's too, you know, samey. It's all the same color then. And then here... we can do... I don't even know. We can either do it like this. That's not bad. I think. And then here... we could do... what do they look like on the back side? We could do these guys. For example, I think they can be nice. I think that could look nice. I mean, I also like the trapdoors, but the trapdoors are see-through, you know. That's not bad, necessarily. We could put the trapdoors on this. So. Something like that, maybe. Could be nice. If we put the trapdoors on here, with a little bit of green coming through. Okay. I think that works. I think something like this. I mean, I'll think about it a little bit. Today was just making the melon and pumpkin farm. And they're working. Just the biggest praise I could ever ask for, personally. Or the biggest reward, rather, I could ever ask for. Is having a working farm. Working farms, plural. Obviously, with the storage room, it's always like, how far back do we go? Do we also remove all these blocks? You know, that's a question. I mean, we can put them here. That's not an issue. You know, then we have this kind of optic, which I think is better than having the, you know, mixed assessment. It's just random bullshit that we have right now. So we're just filling this, going to fill this all up like this. And we have a nicer looking storage room already. See, now you don't see that much anymore. You see a little bit here still. But like this, and then you see some gray, which is fine. Then here we could also put this one, these blocks. Well, not quite like this. To round it off. I mean, maybe we take out the crafting table and put it somewhere else. Having the crafting table here is very useful. Oh, we can put it here. Yeah. So that's it, basically. I made it look a bit, you know, I built it up. Now I can make it look a bit nicer eventually. We'll see how nice. And then next time we can worry about taking some villagers and putting them in here to torture them. I mean, to give them a good job. Stable job, very stable job. They'll never lose that job. I hope. They never will lose that job ever again. So yeah. So thank you for watching as always. If you enjoyed the video, you can subscribe or you can like it. Those are two options. Those are two things you can do on YouTube. And I would be very happy if you did any of them. Liking or subscribing. That would be very, very, very nice. I think. If you, could spare a like or a subscription. And then I'm done, I think, for today. That's all I have to say. I broke a torch, which historically is always bad, because the creeper already blew me up in here. Yeah, so thanks for watching, and goodbye.